everyone, Stella Luna here. Today we have a special guest with us. Jojo, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hello, everyone. I'm Jojo. Nice to meet you.
I'm sure all of you guys already know about JojoFraga and her amazing epic, the musical animatics. I think she's one of the most innovative illustrators I've met so far in the community, and I just really, really love her art. So today I have the honor of having her guest, and we're going to react to her get in the water in 600 strikes together.
Oh my God, I'm nervous.
Oh no, don't be nervous. You're gonna do great. Is there anything you want to share with us about your design process, about these animatics, or your design for Poseidon?
I really like art history in general,
Yeah.
and this reflects a lot on my work. So when I got to know about Epic, I was immediately hooked. Because it really like encapsulates everything that I love, which is art history, Greek mythology, which is another theme that I really love, and anime. I really like
Oh,
how Jay like brought those things together.
yeah.
So with my animatics, I always try to bring more about ancient Greeks
Mythology.
aesthetics. Yeah, the mythology aspect, the artistic aspect of ancient Greece. So that's my main goal with my animatics.
Oh,
Like
that's
sharing with people like what I love about this aesthetic. So yeah.
and I really, really love your aesthetic. The first
Thank
animatic I saw
you.
from you is the one with suffering, was the bird Cyrus. Oh, it
Yes.
was so gorgeous. Wow. You have like a very iconic design, very iconic way that you draw, very iconic art style. It's like watercolor, storybook. Everybody actually they look like Greek heroes. Like they look like the way they're supposed to. And a lot of us we just draw like pretty anime boys.
I really
And
like the anime aspect. I'm
yeah,
not going to lie. Like,
yeah. Yeah, there's
anime
nothing
was a big
wrong with
part of my
that.
life too. So,
Yeah, nothing wrong with pretty anime boys either, but
yeah,
I just really love your style. All
thank
right, so
you.
let's get started, and I'll be stopping and pausing a few times to ask you some questions.
Sure, let's do it.
And feel free to talk over. And I'm gonna
Yeah,
link to your channel as well so people can watch it with the full audio.
yay.
So yeah, right away, like you can see such a distinctive art style. Just so the amount of details that you have in the water, in his hands, in his hair and face, is just incredible.
Yeah. Um, I really wanted this part to look like watercolor, like
Yeah.
this one.
Oh, and I see that you put the correct bow.
Yes. Yes,
That's
I
great.
actually, on the first draft, I actually did the bow stringed. And then
Oh,
I was like, oh no, that this is supposed to be unstringed. So I
yeah.
changed it.
Good thing you caught it on time, because if there's one thing
Yes.
to get a bunch of the fandom commenting is if we draw the bow incorrectly. And
Yes.
I love how your Penelope's hairstyle is very rooted in ancient Greek mythology as well. It's like almost it's like they used to like sew their braids together. It's so
Yeah, and I
beautiful.
wanted I wanted to remember like a bit of the Messenian style
Oh.
because the Odyssey is a little bit of a like the story itself is anachronic, so I don't think we can like demand historically accurate stuff because Homer did a story based on Mycenaean Greece, but he himself was not Mycenaean.
Hmm.
So like he just assumed what like Mycenaean styles and aesthetics were,
Wow.
like we probably know more about Mycenaean Greece than he,
Oh, I see.
did.
Okay. So we're
So
like making fan works of a fan work.
yes, exactly. So he probably thought it was like a slightly like delayed version of the time that he lived in. So and it
Oh,
was not like they like Mycenaean Greece has had a very particular aesthetic
yeah.
that it's not commonly associated to ancient Greece. I really wanted to bring some accents of Mycenaean Greece even though I didn't fully commit to the aesthetic because I thought people would like think it was a bit too strange.
Oh,
I still
okay.
wanted people to like identify that this is was like ancient Greece like they know in popular culture, so I just did some
Mm,
accents for those.
that's wonderful.
I really wanted to draw Odie like a sad wet cat. So
Yeah, he does kind of give off the sad, wet cat aesthetic. Just, I'm like amazed at the amount of details that you put into the wave. It's so
thank you.
beautiful. And this part, I know, is a lot of people's favorite part of the animatic, where when the columns
Yeah.
come out of the water.
Yeah, I really wanted to showcase this like I majored in architecture actually. And
Really? Okay.
yes, and my main focus of study was like ancient Greek architecture and Gothic architecture. I really like medieval architecture too, but
Oh
like
my
ancient
goodness.
Greece and ancient Rome, like I really love it, and I really wanted to like point out the relationship between gods and architecture with
Wow.
this, like I don't know. And some followers pointed out that it really looks like Poseidon built a temple to sacrifice Odin for himself. I haven't thought about
Oh.
that because human sacrifice was. I won't say it was not a thing, but it was not that common in ancient Greece. So,
Yeah. But we definitely know of some examples, like for example, Insignia before they sailed to Troy.
yeah,
But
yeah,
wow,
but
that's so
I
clever.
really like that approach. Like, yeah, sure, you can think like that, and I thought it was really like a nice detail they pointed out.
Yeah. Sometimes, like, I think the commenters think we're smarter than we are, and they're like, "Whoa, I love
Yeah,
this reference that you put in."
definitely, definitely. They see meaning on stuff that I haven't particularly found meaning in it, and I really like that.
Oh wow, your lines are so beautiful. Oh,
Thank you.
you see the sun and the reflection of the trident?
Yeah. And for this, can you pause that? Just for yeah, right here.
Yeah.
Um, I really wanted to like bring the Jay's vision into the Poseidon's design as well, like the neon aspect of
Yeah.
it. When he commented on that, I thought it was really interesting, but I didn't want it to look too superhero-ish,
Okay.
because like he did mention Tron, but I still wanted it to look like old. So I thought that maybe doing this water silhouette with neon accents would match more with my approach, my aesthetic approach. Thank
You
you.
can't see it, but I'm tearing up a little bit, partially because of your animatic and partially because of allergies. Your art is so beautiful. It's made me cry.
Thank you.
It's so
I'll
wonderful.
take it.
And like, how do you animate it when you have like a glow effect?
It's actually a separate layer. I don't do the animation completely by myself. My sister helps me a lot because she
Ooh,
knows about video editing more than me.
okay. And
So I usually like build the layers separately, and
mhm.
then we together like rebuild it on After Effects. So the glow effect is just a separate layer on top
Okay, so
that
the
we
glow.
animated together.
Ah, okay. Okay, I want to go back a little bit.
Oh yeah,
Do you have any
I
comments to that?
remember. I remember I posted a screenshot of this. I posted it there, and people are like, "Draw me like one of your French girls."
Drown me like one of your French girls?
And I was like, you know what? I'll take it.
Your sense of anatomy is so beautiful. I like how you draw the faces. It's almost like a profile in an Asian coin. And I like how Udi has
Thank you.
tied the windbag to himself.
Yeah, thank you. I really like this part, like the rope, the glowy rope. And I
Yeah.
really want to bring this back when someday I do the what was the name of the song? The Hermes song, Dangerous.
Ah, okay.
Like
So we'll
this
see how he got
glowy
the.
Hermes gave him this glowy rope,
Oh,
so I wanted
okay.
to.
So it's like a little gift from Hermes. I love it. I can't wait to see your Hermes design. The shadow of Poseidon on him is so menacing.
Yeah. I really wanted to make him like really sad and defeated because
Yeah,
Poseidon in this is like he's the sea itself. Like he doesn't really have any hope of beating him at
Oh,
this moment, you know. So
yeah. Yeah, he's like, it's just him left.
yeah.
Oh, I love your Poseidon.
Yeah, I increased the glowy accents on this.
And
I didn't want to put tattoos because like ancient Greeks were not big on tattoos. So
okay. Got it. Wow. It's like it's amazing how many different shades of blue that you've included. I just
Yeah.
really want to commend you on your color choices that you pick for your animatics and for your drawings.
Yeah, this one I think it was an early choice, like yellow and blue. I really wanted to accent those two colors. And then red later on.
Oh, okay. This part is always so sad.
Yeah, it's just so
Oh,
sad.
look at that glowing the rope is so striking. It looks so good. And I really like your use of Negative's face too.
Thank you. I didn't want this part to feel too burdened by that. I thought of doing the spirits, but I decided against it later on.
Okay.
Like if I have a glowy rope, I have to use it, you know.
Yeah,
Chekhov's
exactly.
gun and all that. Now this part was really what prompted me to like do both these songs because I can't think of these songs like separately. I think they are just one big song, you know.
Yeah, because they really flow into each other.
Yeah, and 600 Strike itself like offers very little in terms of like visual cues on the song. I think it's the song that offers the least like possible visual cues. You know, I think it's just the trident sound when Odie picks it up and nothing else. So he really left it to the imagination. Like, how does Odie beat Poseidon? You know?
Yeah, how does he? And everyone has like a different interpretation, and they're all fine.
Yes. And I love all of them. Like I saw so many animatics about it, and I love all the interpretations. And I was like, but one thing I wanted to include that really brings out the anime aspect is the power of friendship.
The power of friendship.
Yeah, I wanted to bring like how does he beat an unbeatable sea god? You know, like the power of friendship, of course.
Ooh. The light accents on the dark background is very striking.
Yeah, thanks.
I love this part. This is my favorite part.
Yeah, people are like, Moses, is that you?
Who?
Moses, I think it. Moses?
Moses.
Moses?
Oh.
Yes, Moses. I don't know how to say it in English.
Sorry, no, it's me. I'm not very. My favorite actor. Wow. Wow, this part. Oh, this is so gorgeous. Friends are helping him. This is the power of friendship.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the only way I imagine it, you know, like after I listened to the song a lot of times, like with my eyes closed, I was like, yeah, he needs to be restrained some way for this to work, you know?
Yeah, for him to beat Poseidon, for sure.
Yeah.
Also, like, gorgeous drawing here. I paused on the screen. It seems like when you plan your animatic, you listen to the songs over and over again until you kind of settle on an idea.
Yeah, obsessively. Like, I think I listened to those two songs like 500 times.
Oh.
No kidding. No kidding.
Really?
Like, I listen and listen again and again and again and again until I get like a visual for each second of the animatic, you know, before I commit to drawing it, you know. I usually take notes before like starting anything.
Okay.
Just so I can get like the main ideas and then the little ideas.
How long do you think this whole process takes you? Because a lot of people might not know the amount of effort it takes for animatic to be made.
Yeah, I think this one took me about 2 to 3 months, more or
Wow.
less. Planning is actually takes more time for me than actually drawing. Because one of my I always like to say that one of my main skills is that I draw really fast.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah, so
Wow.
it's easier for me. Like, for example, the 600 strike part, I finished the drawings in 1 week, more or less.
That's so
You know,
crazy to
so
me because I
yeah.
mean, your style looks so detailed.
Thank you.
I never
Thank
imagined
you.
that.
But I swear to you, it's actually not detail at all. I just use a lot of texture to make it look like
Oh,
it's more detailed than it is. You know,
oh,
and it really works like visually
oh
for
yeah.
most
I mean, it
things.
works great visually. Wow, that's a
Thank you.
shocking information I just discovered from you. And I can't believe you're
Thank
an
you.
architecture student.
I am. I am. I graduated in
Oh,
2000 and like right before the pandemic. I
oh,
graduated actually.
wow. Because I thought you'd be like an illustration student for sure. Because you're
Oh
so
no no.
good.
Actually, you don't. We don't have an illustration major in Brazil. So
Okay, so you just like taught yourself everything about animatics.
yeah yeah. Suffering was actually my first ever animatic. Like I never dabbled
Oh,
on animation before, and of
okay.
course I had some like notions of it because I have a lot of animator friends. I have a
Oh,
lot of illustrator friends
yeah.
that dabble in animation, so I wasn't completely ignorant of the process, but it was my actually my first ever try on an animation, you
Oh,
know, like so this one getting the award in 600 start was I think was my fourth ever
fourth? Wow.
animatic.
Yeah. I mean, incredible work. I can't
Thank you.
believe it. It looks like you've been doing this forever. So
Oh,
good.
I wish. The Kamehameha moment.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it does look like Kamehameha. Oh, Poseidon's in trouble.
Yeah, and for 600 Strike, the thing I wanted to showcase the most was that Poseidon can only be hurt by his own objects of power, you know?
Oh.
Like, he couldn't be defeated any other way,
Okay.
in my mind, you know? So,
That makes sense.
I know the fandom really, like, the really like it's really split on this idea of Poseidon being defeated in any way, right? Like the fandom is really like, no, it was a stretch. It wasn't a stretch from Jay's part, but I don't know. I never minded it particularly. Like,
Yeah, I
yeah, there are
understand.
some precedents on myth,
Yeah.
not with the big three, but with other gods.
Okay.
But I don't know. Like, I thought it was a good solution for epic, you know,
Yeah,
and
I'm okay with it because like it's the hero's journey, right? Like at the end of the hero's journey,
yeah.
like he has to defeat his main opponent. It makes for a good story structure.
Exactly, exactly. Like Poseidon is the nemesis. He was built for that moment. You know, I always assumed that the build-up was for a possible defeat. You know, and I think it really plays into like his anime approach
Yeah,
to the Odyssey,
yeah.
and I really appreciate that because I don't know, like it really speaks to modern audiences in a
Yeah,
way.
I
You
think
know,
so too.
so
And I really
so yeah.
appreciate the different artistic renditions that people have of the moment where he defeats Poseidon.
Yes,
And
exactly.
I
Like
think everybody's take on it is valid. Like I never complain about
totally,
free food.
totally. Like there's so much creativity in this fandom, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, it's for sure. The composition in these last few frames are so good.
Thank you.
I like this one with the shadow over the top half.
Yeah. This one, I think I forgot one frame,
Oh,
actually.
I
But it
can't
was so dark, people couldn't see it. I was like, yeah, let's leave
can't
it
tell
like
can't
that.
tell at all.
Yeah. And I like the idea of Poseidon like looking smaller and smaller.
Yeah.
So this part was like my third major idea. I read this book. It's a book by Lorenzo Garcia. and it's called Homeric Durability: Telling Time in the Iliad.
Oh.
And on this book or article, he analyzes the idea that gods, the Greek gods, when they are hurt, they experience human temporality. Like
Oh.
it's like that when they are hurt, they get closer to humanity. Like they
Oh.
get closer to how we perceive time
Okay.
rather than how gods perceive
I
And I thought that this idea was so interesting.
yeah.
He mentions the scene where Aphrodite gets hurt,
Okay.
and then she can't go back to Olympus on her by herself because she was hurt, and
Oh.
she had to be taken back to Olympus by Ares, I think. And I thought that was super interesting. Like she couldn't go back to Olympus because she was hurt, and so she got too close to humanity for
Oh.
Olympus. So
Yeah.
Olympus was not accepting her in a way.
Yeah.
That's what I interpreted it from the text. So I wanted to like play with this concept. That's why when Poseidon is hurt, he gets more and more human.
Okay. And is he getting like smaller as he gets stabbed too?
Yes, he gets like more human size. The more Odysseus hurts him, the more human sized he gets,
Yeah. And
and the more human he looks, even his blood. So
oh, I see. I see. That's why you progress from water to ichor and then to blood.
yeah,
It was based
yeah,
on the
exactly.
philosophy that you want to bring it into your animatic.
Yeah. So this is he starts bleeding ichor, but then like it slowly turns into blood. you know.
And that's like touching on the theme of him like gaining
Yeah,
or losing his immortality because
yeah, in a way, like he gets like this is the closest Poseidon got to humanity in a way,
yeah, even
like
shaded
human
him and like
temporality.
was human skin tones here.
Yeah,
And now he's the same size as Odysseus.
yeah.
Oh wow. Oh, I love this. I love this.
Yeah, this one was my favorite drawing, like Poseidon orbited.
On the ground?
Yeah,
This one?
like yeah, this one was my favorite one to draw.
Poor Poseidon.
Yeah, I think it's even overworked, like because I usually keep the drawings like on the same level overall, like not too much, not too many details, but not too many details, not too little details. But this one, I think I even overworked it, the blood aspects.
Because you're like, oh, this is so fun.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, no, stabby, stabby, stabby.
Oh wow.
And then the blue coming back,
Oh.
After everything
and then yeah,
you've
this.
done,
Odysseus like has to take everything from the man.
sleep at
Yep.
Takes his pride, takes his godhood, takes his cloak,
next to my wife.
and then leaves with a zinger next to my wife.
I was like, how can I end this in a way that explains how Odysseus got the cloak? Because I really wanted him to like begin this final stretch of the journey like with absolutely nothing, not even a cloak. Like
Okay. So like he's like he's a wet cat.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
he's got
exactly.
like a
Super
loincloth
wet
that's barely
cat.
hanging on.
Yeah, I was supposed to draw him completely naked, but I was like, nah.
There you are.
I will avoid that.
You were gonna do
So
like
I-
censorship waves, like
Yeah, that it would look too funny, Like
I
I wouldn't
mean-
be able to make this seriously.
I think some people would have really appreciated it though.
So I did cover his modesty a bit, but I was like,
Oh, yes.
how does he get like a cloak for
Uh,
a future Odysseus song animatic, because I think it looks cooler if he has a cloak.
Yes.
So I was like, no, yeah, he totally steals.
Yeah, we want him to
Poseidon's
be in a cloak for some reason. Like everybody who does the Ithaca saga puts him into a cloak.
On the final stretch of his journey, in order to Odysseus to hide from Poseidon, like he doesn't defeat Poseidon on the Odyssey, but in order for him to hide from Poseidon, another goddess gives him like a cloak,
Yeah.
And I was like, Yeah, no, he totally has to take a cloak from some god, and
Yeah.
Poseidon is the only one there.
Yeah, that's so clever. I think you're the only artist I've seen that does it this way. I made you a slideshow that you've never seen before. Detailed the history of our friendship.
Oh, wow.
You put this on your YouTube page. Which one was your favorite part? A water temple scene tied up Poseidon 600 men in the water, or Odie stealing a Poseidon's robe? I
Oh,
commented, I
my.
love it all, but tied up Poseidon and Odie takes Poseidon's clothing off is a funny comment. He said, yes, it is. And Hollywood's and Wine says the safe word is monster. So that was the beginning
I
of our
laughed so
friendship.
much on this.
One of the things you're doing recently is your Broken Vases series. And I think this
Yes.
just really ties together your knowledge of Greek architecture and like mythology and your beautiful illustration skills all together. This one's depicting the myth of Achilles and Patroclus. Can you explain like some of the choices you made? Was there armor and the composition and the colors?
Sure. I really wanted to keep this one like as commercial as possible because although I do love to bring like Mycenaean and like older ancient Greece aesthetics to it, at the end of the day, I'm also a struggling artist and I need to eat. So if
Yeah.
I wanted these pieces to have like a broader commercial appeal, I really, really like these stories of Achilles and Patroclus because they're such an iconic like couple, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
The moment that Achilles discovers that Patroclus is dead is so like iconic to me. Like he's almost pleading to the gods, you know. He's looking up on this image,
Yeah.
like he's mad at the world for the result of this war. I also wanted the vases to reflect the story a bit. While Achilles and Patroclus are overall like clean on the background, you know, you see the destruction and the arrows and all
In
the
the
stuff
vase.
on the vase, you
Yeah,
know? Yeah.
yeah, that's so stunning.
Yeah.
Hades and Persephone.
There's a prevailing idea nowadays that Hades and Persephone are like power couple, super in love, etc., etc. But so there are a lot of sculptures and paintings depicting this moment, the moment of the kidnapping,
Yeah,
because it has such a strong appeal when it comes to composition, when it comes to meaning,
yeah.
that I really wanted to keep this as a kidnapping. I actually got a little bit of flack for it because many people wanted to be romantic,
Oh, okay.
but I really wanted to keep like the original energy of the myth. You know,
Yeah,
like
for sure.
she went to the underworld unwillingly
Mm-hmm.
because that's how the metaphor works
Mm-hmm.
of death, like taking away life.
Like the skeletons on Hades' side and the flowers on Persephone's side is so beautiful.
I'll have to adjust that for I'll show you guys later on. If you guys like follow me on my page, I'll show you later on. But I'm actually doing some wood stands for these pieces. So they will look like collectibles, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll have to change the design a little bit for this one because
Right, because of the
it got
structure
too
of the wood.
fragile.
Yeah,
Yeah, it got too
exactly.
fragile.
Yeah. Oh, that's so many things to think about. I can't wait for your collection to come out. And I really like this
Oh,
one
thank
of the
you.
fates.
Yeah, this one's my favorite actually.
Oh,
The theme of the faith fascinates me. Like I have drawings of them from when I was like 10 years old. Like
oh,
I always draw them
really?
when I have the time. Like I really like the idea of three women weaving the threads of faith. Like it's such a
Yeah.
strong concept, you know?
Yeah, it is. And Atropos at the end was a shears ready to cut the thread of life.
Yeah.
It's so
And I
striking.
really wanted to make her like withered because she is the strongest of the fates, the
Hmm.
one that cuts like the thread, right?
Hmm.
Like she's like overall the most powerful one of the fates, but I really wanted to make her like humbled, you know, like she doesn't need to show like that she's the most powerful one, you know, like Yeah, this is one became a fan favorite.
I love this one. Orpheus and Eurydice. And I love how you like mostly put Eurydice, I can't pronounce her name, but in the vase, where Orpheus is like mostly out of the vase. And it just like illustrates the divide between the two lovers when he failed to bring her back from the underworld.
Yeah, yeah. I get why this one had such a strong response from the public because it's the one that most ties up the idea and the story. Like they are in different planes of existence. Like Eurydice is being pushed back to the dead, to the underworld, and then
Mm-hmm.
and he is doomed to stay among the living, and they become separated again. So
Yeah.
so yeah, this one, it's funny because while I was doing the drawing, I was like, I hate this.
What?
I hate this so much. I have these moments, but when I finished it, I was like, yeah, no, that this one is the
This one
best of this
slaps.
set. Yeah,
Yeah.
this slaps.
So good.
Sometimes it's just like trust the process.
Yeah, for sure. I think all artists have like moments where you doubt your own ability. But whenever I see your art, I'm just like, wow, so amazing. I wish I could draw like that. This is a
Thank you.
pictures of your OC, Medusa.
I only recently found out that she could be seen as my OC.
Okay.
Because I didn't have this notion until I talked to you guys. Actually, like
Because it's
it's
like a
my
original design that you made based on Medusa, but you have like your own head canons about this character.
yeah. This one is actually a webtoon I was meaning to do like a few years ago, which was an idea where Medusa would somehow end up in the future, and then she would become something of a vigilante or something.
Oh, I like
But
that.
I don't enjoy doing comic books. Like it's
No.
not my favorite thing to do. So I did the first episode and I never posted it. Like I
No.
hated it and it ended up just going nowhere. But yeah, I based her design on Crowley from Good Omens.
Oh, I do see it. That's so awesome.
Yeah, so
So does she like transform like a magical girl into her snake form, or is just like
I didn't want her to have like powers like that. I wanted the her curse to work like a curse. So it's something that sets her back rather than helps
mm,
her most of
okay.
the time.
Oh, well, I love your design a lot, and I made my
Thank
own
you.
illustration of her.
Oh,
Of course, I had to turn her into a Sailor Scout, but
she looks so beautiful. Thank you so much.
it's just my own style. But your drawing is obviously way better. But thank you for
Nah,
coming
your
on this
style is
episode
amazing.
with me, and we're going to I'm going to link Jojo in our description section, and if you go on her page as well, there's a link to her shop where whenever she has drops, you can purchase all of her designs.
It will be out soon, the Broken Vase collection, and so you guys can join my newsletter on the website, so you get an email when it drops.
And thank you
Yay!
so much for coming on here again. And I hope we can do more videos in the future.
Yes, of course. Please call me anytime.
Yay.
I really appreciate the chance to talk to you. And it was nice to talk to you in person. Like it's the first time we do it, so I'm
Yeah.
super excited. And yeah, thanks so much.
Yeah, and it's
And
not the
thank you
last
guys.
time you're gonna see us collab for sure.
Oh yes, yes. See you guys later. Bye bye.
Bye.